What's going on, people? I'm your host, Double R, and you're now tuned in to Retro Rob Television. Salute to my new subscribers. Welcome to the channel. Welcome to the family. And salute to my original subscribers for always holding your boy down. I truly do appreciate that. Make sure you donate in the description box, and it will be in the comment section below. PayPal, Cash App if you can, if you like the content. Also, subscribe to the channel. Share the videos. Follow me on Facebook, follow me on Instagram. Links will be in the description. I told you guys what type of person ARP is. And I like ARP. But I told you what type of person ARP is. And in this particular scenario, what type of person he's going to have to be forced to be. You can't run from the truth. I don't care how hard you try. And that's what Cassidy has been trying to do since his goods battle and since his Arsenal battle. Now, with the help of yours truly, he got through the goods narrative. But he wasn't so lucky with the Arsenal battle. What I mean by he wasn't so lucky is at not taking accountability, not taking ownership for the shit that he talked and for the performance that he displayed in his hometown. So without further ado, let's listen to ARP's video and let's break it down.
Really well. So when you look at Cassidy's past two performances, do you think some of the criticism is warranted?
My biggest critique,
and me being in the building for both battles.
He just asked ARP, do you think the criticism from the past two battles is warranted? ARP did not answer the question how it was asked. He said, well, with my critique, he didn't ask you your critique. He asked you, was the criticism warranted? Okay? Peep the wording, people. Peep the wording. Let's go.
Battles, he had to fight the crowd. I know it's not taking
Run it back.
I just know I've never ever been in some of the criticism is warranted.
My biggest critique,
and me being in the building for both battles, he had to fight the crowd. I know it's not.
So he said, being in the building for both battles, Cassidy had to fight the crowd. But we knew that already. At the end of the day, like I said before, and like I've said in most of my videos in regards to Cassidy, it is a narrative out for Cassidy, no doubt. But just like any other situation, you have to fight through it. And in Cassidy's case, Cassidy didn't leave himself any room for error with the amount of shit that he talked. So with already the expectations of Cassidy, Cassidy made that times 3, times 4, times 5, however you want to add it up. Cassidy made it more than what it already was. You see what I'm saying? With the shit talking. I'm over Mook. I'm over Lux. I'm God tier. Cassidy's promo turned out to be a gift and a curse because he set all of these lofty expectations on top of the expectations that was already set. It was just too steep of an obstacle. People already are coming there to see you fail because you're quote unquote industry, especially, when you're coming into the URL, someplace like that, where it's already a set foundation and it's already set expectations of what the fans want and what they're used to seeing. But somebody like Cassidy wouldn't have known that, or probably wouldn't have cared. 9 times out of 10 didn't care. He got a rude awakening because you didn't want to take accountability. I've heard Cassidy over this course of him coming back to battle rap make contradiction after contradiction, the hypocrisy behind it, the lies, because Cassidy has been backed into a corner because he said all of these things and he didn't do even 30% of what he said he was going to do. He was going to bring bars back. You're trying to be innovative. But the problem with being innovative is that if you're not successful at it, you have to resort back to what you know and what people are used to. And Cassidy is finding that out. Now, I wouldn't be surprised if Cassidy goes in there and he does well because he's realizing what he should have realized after that goods battle, that innovativeness is not working, at least from Cassidy's part, because you have to execute that innovativeness properly. Cassidy did not execute it properly, because Cassidy isn't willing to learn. Cassidy isn't willing to accept criticism and use it for the greater good. He thinks he's created all of this and he think, he has to do everything on his own and put all of the weight on his shoulders. And when he don't have to, and he didn't have to because Cassidy wasn't in battle rap. You know, he wasn't here when Mook when Lux, when Verb, when all of these guys is doing this. And a lot of those battle rappers, truth of the matter, feel like they were abandoned. You know, Cassidy chose the industry, rightfully so. You know, a lot of people would have made that choice if they had the choice to make it. But these are the consequences. You know, especially when you talk the amount of trash that Cassidy had talked and didn't deliver. Now, promo game, top notch. But we're talking about in ring. Let's go.
Not taking the excuse, I just know I've never ever been in an event, a battle rap event, where I've seen a crowd this much against an artist.
Yeah,
like, or
it was
artist on that level.
Even when he's
I've never seen this happen before. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like him and Good and Arsenal. I've never seen a building.
Now you have to realize it's in ARP's. And not saying that they're lying, but it's in ARP's best interest to protect Cassidy because Cassidy is his biggest fish. Cassidy is his biggest name. Cassidy is pretty much ARP's biggest asset to compete with the URL. It's not a bigger name that's in battle rap currently that's bigger than Cassidy that can help ARP get to that goal. So he has to protect Cassidy with his life. You know, he's going to make a better environment for Cassidy, no doubt. It's in ARP's best interest to protect Cassidy, and it's in whoever this guy name is with Hip Hop Is Real. It's in his best interest because a lot of his top view interviews was with Cassidy. Cassidy is the energy of battle rap. You know, I think we all can, look no further than my channel and you'll see a lot of my views and a lot of the attention that I get is for the Cassidy videos. And salute to Cassidy for that. But just because it's that way, that don't mean, you know, I'm going to sit up here and say Cassidy is doing good when he clearly is not. That's not the games we play over here. Let's go.
Because I'm like, yo, and the fact that he rapped through that and finished his material both times, I don't know if too many rappers could do.
I'll say that. Cassidy didn't fuck up. Now there were questions about Cassidy pausing, drinking water, you know, plethora of time. There was a lot of conversation about him drinking water, taking water breaks in between his battle. But he didn't fuck up. But at the end of the day, when you rapping the type of material that Cassidy has been rapping outside of the Goods first round, it's kind of hard to fuck up. You know, to be honest, it's kind of hard to fuck up when you're not rapping anything worth any significance. You know, in Cassidy's mind, it's the best shit, but in my mind, it's nursery rhyme. You know, Mother Goose, Dr. Seuss. But let's continue.
That's why people say like he's like the Thanos in the Avengers coming out on him.
Yeah.
If I'm always gonna keep it 1,000. You know what I'm saying? My biggest critique on Cassidy's battles thus far has been the length of the rounds.
Okay.
Right. I know people say.
Yeah, that's been a lot of people's problem with Cassidy is the length of the rounds. ARP is going to say that because ARP is big on getting to the next battle. Look no further than Jag and Mav. He allowed Mav to cut Jag's rounds. And this is why I say support the channel, because I'm giving y'all content just off the cuff. Well, it was agreed upon between Jag, Mav, and ARP that Jag would rap longer than he was supposed to rap, which I think was like 3 minutes or 5 minutes, and Jag had more time, and it was agreed upon by those three. And Mav was able to, in the middle of Jag's rounds, request that ARP cut Jag's rounds, and ARP granted it. You know, these guys, man, ain't in the best interest of these battle rappers. It's all about how I can build my platform, and that's why I'm here. You know, ARP is not a bad person. He's never been a bad person, but ARP has a business, and just like in any business, it's cutthroat. You know, it can be cutthroat. It can also be, you know, ran like a well-oiled machine, but it still can be cutthroat nonetheless. Most of your successful businesses are cutthroat, are shiesty, you know, and I don't blame, or I don't look at the person that's being monopolized off of. I don't feel sorry for that person because they know that exactly the info that they info. So
say, oh, your delivery should be more like this, or some of your bars, you know, will have maybe simplistic, haymakers or whatever. At times, you have to make sure that what you're about to say to these moments, how you lead up to your punch, is very creative and it's very adapted to today's times. But one of my biggest critiques from watching.
Now, you ask yourself, and I'm asking myself right now, why would ARP book Cassidy and headline him? We already know off the name alone, the nostalgia alone. It shouldn't be too much nostalgia right now because of Cassidy's performances. Damn sure his last performance against Arsenal was horrible. Why is ARP booking Cassidy? They usually supposed to book, but we know this is battle rap. Niggas get booked for having poor performances and fucking up and all that shit. This is battle rap. But why would ARP, just for the sake of the conversation, why would ARP book Cassidy? And he got all these critiques of Cassidy. It only tells you guys one thing. I brought up this subject because of one thing. ARP needs Cassidy. Just like the URL book Cassidy again after that poor second and third round versus Goods. So they need him, and they're going to continue to book him. But the question that Cassidy and his fans got to ask, do y'all really want to see Cassidy go out like this? And that's why I'm making the videos that I'm making. And I'm pushing Cassidy. I'm trying to make Cassidy great again. That's what I did. That's why I said it in the first video, directly following the Arsenal, debacle, the loss. I said, man, we gonna make Cassidy great again, and that's what we're doing. And, I don't care how the Cassidy supporters feel, and I damn sure don't give a fuck about how Cassidy haters feel. So at the end of the day, this is what we gonna do.
Watching his past battles as a fan, I was saying this then and I would say it right now. I'm not gonna be fake. I probably have blogs and interviews saying this. It was the length of the rounds, because Cassidy has so much material.
Yeah, I know.
If it's condensed to all just the good shit. Yeah, people say there was parts of his first round versus Goods where they're like, yo, you should just stop there.
Yeah.
That was it.
I knew he was gonna go that route. That's always an argument that people can use to kind of save themselves, safety net of sort, the Goods first round. I talk about it a lot, but I've been talking about it since the beginning. A lot of these people, it don't be surprised, man. ARP probably watching my blogs. These dudes be watching people blogs, but you ain't gonna get credit because, part of giving you credit is kind of taken away from their credibility. So don't expect that. I told you Cassidy used a lot of my talking points and stuff in his videos. But people don't care about me. They care about Cassidy. That's why they listen to me, to hear about Cassidy. So it don't really matter. But let's go.
That's it. You know what I'm saying? But then after that, there's more good shit that came, but there was some spots where it's just you didn't need some of that. So if he just takes all the good and to a degree, I'll be feeling who the fuck?
ARP is trying to low-key teach Cassidy. He's subliminally teaching Cassidy. And you got to ask yourself this question, and I'm going to leave it here. Why book him? You see what I'm saying? Why book Cassidy against a caliber battler like Hitman, who I said yesterday, and I'll reiterate today, haven't really lost horribly. Always been in battles, never hardly. There's been, stuff out here that he might have choked, and I haven't seen that battle between him and Surf. But one of my people said he choked twice in the Sue Surf battle. But outside of that, there hasn't really been lazy performances from Hitman. There hasn't really been a battler that got Hitman the fuck up out of here, destroyed him. They probably more than likely won, but they never destroy Hitman, And that's a huge jump for Cassidy to do. So it's just kind of indicating you and letting you know that this is just strictly a money thing, because Cassidy really don't deserve this battle. If you're talking about in-ring earning, did he earn the battle in ring from his past battles? No. So this is strictly off of Cassidy's name. All of this shit has been given to Cassidy off of his name. That's what he don't understand. But I think he kind of do. But he's not going to take accountability for it or none of that. But I just feel like Cassidy going to have to learn the hard way, because Cassidy ain't willing to do the hard work. I'm going to just go ahead and drop this part, and we're going to come with maybe part 2, part 3. Because we got to get some of these cash apps going and PayPals and stuff like that. So if y'all like the content, Make sure y'all support the channel. And